Good evening, dear sisters and brothers. Welcome to today's evening session of Being Heartful Every Day, a joyful adventure. We are in the week 46 and day 317th, and we are deepening our journey with the quality of purity, a quality that expands our hearts, refines our consciousness, and aligns us with the higher purpose of life. Purity is not only about removing impurities, but also about creating a space within, a space for clarity, for higher wisdom, and for love to flow effortlessly. Imagine a glass filled with murky water. It represents the accumulated impressions, worries, and complexities of daily life. As we pour in clean water, the murkiness begins to dissolve and the glass eventually becomes crystal clear. Similarly, when we cultivate purity through heartfulness meditation, reflection, and cleaning, we allow our heart to become a vessel of lightness, wisdom, and simplicity. And the more we clean ourselves, the more room we create for inner expansion, transformation, and deep spiritual connection. A heart filled with purity naturally radiates positivity, love, and inspiration. This week, let's take a moment to share this beautiful practice with those around us. Introduce someone to heartfulness meditation, share master classes, or being heartful everyday sessions with a friend or a family member, or you can simply embody the purity in your interactions, allowing your presence to uplift others. Tonight, we are going to continue reading from Daji's article on the art of removing and creating habits, part 7. Yesterday, from this article, we read about the good and bad habits and what are the five qualities which propels us forward. And today we will resume our reading from the subsection Purity of Body and Mind. Many people today have a negative reaction to the idea of purity, probably due to its association with Puritanism linked with rigidity, or perhaps because of other religious overtones. But in yoga, purity is not a moral concept, it is science. It is the science of maintaining both the body and mind in pristine condition, as you would do with your clothes, your car, and your home. We like our homes to be clean, just as we like to drink clean water and breathe clean air. We want purity in the outer environment, and yet we often allow garbage to accumulate in our inner environment. We happily accept the need to wash our hands or take a shower after returning home under the current COVID 19 pandemic. Just making a reference for the viewers here that this article was published in 21, which is why the mention of pandemic is there. Moving on with the reading. Leaving our shoes at the doorsteps is another visionary move of the elders in India, as is not allowing sick people or strangers into our kitchens. Of course, it can go too far, even when another person is healthy. Some Orthodox religious people do not allow them to touch food if they are of a lower status. To my heart, purity is the sense of inner transformation. My own teacher, Babuji, gave a very important message in 1982 toward the end of his life. And in it, he said that purity weaves our destiny with the ultimate. That is a very profound statement and highlights the importance of purity. Swami Vivekananda once said, the sages have said that there are two sorts of purification, external and internal. The purification of the body by water, earth, or other materials is the external purification as bathing, etc. Purification of the mind by truth and by all other virtues is what is called internal purification. Both are necessary. It is not sufficient that a man should be internally pure and externally dirty. When both are not attainable, the internal purity is the better. But no one will be a yogi until he has both happiness and mental well being. What are the qualities that develop as a result of mental purity? In his Yoga Sutras, Patanjali defines four of them. The first is happiness. Inner purity leads to happiness. How? When our consciousness is pure, we can easily connect with the center of our being, the soul, where we find true happiness. The first Heartfulness guide, Lalaji, wrote, the causal body or the soul is the instrument of joy. Nay, it is joy itself and cannot exist without bliss and happiness. It is important to understand this. Happiness does not come from the body or the mind, it comes from the soul. When we meditate every morning, we connect with the center of our being through the heart, and this is aided by transmission. Transmission nourishes the soul just as food nourishes the physical body and problem solving nourishes the mind. By nourishing the soul, transmission promotes joy and happiness in our lives. And as we awaken to progressively deepen spiritual dimensions of existence, we experience subtler and subtler levels of joy and happiness. It is not that we stop caring for the body and mind, but we simply lose interest in their charms. Both body and mind are vehicles for our life here and for our evolution, but they no longer limit our existence. Our understanding of beauty also changes. Beauty becomes an outer expression of inner purity, not of skin color, the shape of a face or body, or the level of intelligence or thinking capacity. All prejudice drops off as a result. The soul is our common connection with the divine. Everyone is beautiful when we look into their hearts, beyond the qualities and characteristics of their bodies and mind. When we view ourselves and others from this inner perspective, there can be no prejudice and no hatred. In fact, all the yamas become automatic. We will now take the pause from the reading and prepare ourselves for the universal prayer. Softly close your eyes. Let go of any lingering thoughts and feel the gentle expansion of purity within, as if the heart is becoming a vessel of light, stillness, and love. Let us now offer the universal prayer together. सभी भाई बहन प्रेम और भक्ति से भर रहे हैं और उनमें सच्ची श्रद्धा दृढ़ होती जा रही है. All brothers and sisters are being filled with love and devotion, and the real faith is growing stronger in them. Thank you for joining us for the Universal Prayer today. And tonight, as we prepare for rest, let us offer the bedtime prayer and the reflection for the day with sincerity, releasing any burdens, repenting for missteps, and embracing the purity that already resides within us. May we wake up feeling light, free, and deeply connected to our true essence. We look forward to seeing you all for our morning session tomorrow at 6 a.m. as we continue to explore the quality of purity in this week and its role in our inner transformation. Wishing you a good night.